What is up, besties, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Scotty Holiday. I'm a queer creator and a huge Star Wars nerd, so if you're into either one of those things, please consider subscribing for more. Lucasfilm has released a new trailer for The Bad Batch Season 2, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down and speculating on everything we saw. Before I get into the breakdown, please make sure to like this video and leave a comment letting me know what part of the trailer got you most excited for Season 2. The Bad Batch Season 2 is set to premiere on Wednesday, January 4th, with 2 episodes, Spoils of War and Ruins of War. Season 2 will consist of 16 episodes and run through March 29th of 2023. Right off the bat, I love that we're getting 16 episodes again, especially since the Star Wars animation shows are usually only 20 to 25 minutes long. March is also going to be a huge month for Star Wars since we're not only getting 6 episodes of The Bad Batch, but the premiere of The Mandalorian Season 3 on March 1st, the release of Star Wars Jedi Battle Scars on March 7th, Star Wars Jedi Survivor on March 17th, and multiple Star Wars comics throughout the month as well. With all of that out of the way, let's get into this trailer breakdown. So the trailer starts out with the Bad Batch running along the shore of a tropical planet, being chased by giant crab creatures as they make their escape with some kind of crate. Omega shows off some of her new skills as well, showing just how much she's grown since Season 1. I love when Star Wars does tropical beachy planets, so I'm very excited to see more of it in the show. We see the Batch return to Sid's parlor after a mission, greeted by not only Sid, but a new character named Feed Genoa. There's a shot of an Imperial officer and a battalion of stormtroopers exiting a ship on an unknown planet, and I have to point out their armor. At this point in the timeline, the armor looks to be a mix of Phase 2 clone armor and the original trilogy stormtrooper armor. I actually really like the design, it looks super sleek, and I think they're arriving on the reddish tinted planet we see later on in the trailer. We see a shot of this crazy looking droid machine thing walking through a huge fire and broken rock, but I have no idea what this thing is. It's got red lights, so it's probably not one of the good guys. I'm not sure if it's walking through the debris or if it's the thing that actually caused the destruction, so we'll just have to wait and see. The Bad Batch are seen sneaking into the bridge of a Venator, but it looks like they have another clone with them. I'm not sure who the clone is, but it looks like they're just wearing the black body glove the clones wore underneath their armor. I wonder if it's someone they're helping escape the Empire, and I wonder if this ship is docked in some sort of shipyard, maybe on Coruscant, since it still seems intact and has power. There's a scene between Commander Cody and Crosshair in front of a large wall or a memorial with Arabesh writing all over it. I'm not sure if it's some kind of Clone Wars memorial or what exactly, but we hear Cody say, "Rumors are more and more clones have been questioning the Order," and I'm curious if he's also beginning to question Order 66. Crosshair's still sticking to his guns though, and in response, he tells Cody any clones questioning the Order are traitors like the Jedi. There's a really interesting sequence that we see a lot of shots from in the trailer on a cloudy red planet. Throughout the trailer, we see some sort of fortress and workers who seem to be part of some kind of mining and farming colony. There's a shot of what looks like Crosshair shooting down a droid in a tank, and another of Commander Cody and his clones taking on a battalion of droids as well. It seems like the Empire has come to this planet to try and take over or just take their resources, as they do. And we see them meet outside the fortress with 3 masked locals. There's a voiceover from Cody saying, "We are not the enemy. The Empire seeks to establish peace and order throughout the galaxy." And afterwards, we see one of the masked locals named Tawny Ames pull a gun on the Imperial officer saying peace was never an option. In the end though, it looks like the Empire was successful with their takeover since we see a shot of a Star Destroyer in the sky above the fortress and stormtroopers standing guard as other masked people seem to be loading crates. It looks like the Bad Batch will be heading to Coruscant as well in Season 2 based on some of the shots from the trailer. There's a quick racing sequence and it looks like Tech is piloting one of the ships in the race. We see a scene from the Imperial Senate with Emperor Palpatine in attendance. From the teaser trailer, we know Omega is also present at the Senate session, and we can see a projection of the destruction of Kamino being played in the background. I'm curious what Palpatine will say about Kamino's destruction, and whether or not he'll tell the Senate the truth, or if he'll just make up some kind of Imperial propaganda. I have a feeling it'll be the latter. He looks sinister as ever, and honestly, I'm sure he's just basking in dark side energy at this point. There's also a super quick shot of Bail Organa, and another shot of what looks like someone jumping off a balcony onto a speeder, descending into the Coruscant skylanes below. We also see a quick scene of a Trandoshan lighting a forest on fire, which is then followed by another shot of a group of Trandoshans in what appears to be Trade Federation tanks. I assume they took over the tanks after the end of the Clone Wars once the droids were deactivated, and it seems like they also have a Wookiee prisoner with them. We learned in the Clone Wars series that the Trandoshans and Wookiees have a very hostile relationship, with the Trandoshans kidnapping young Wookiees and using them for hunting practice on one of their moons. It seems like they may be trying to take over Kashyyyk in the aftermath of the war, enslaving the Wookiees and burning down the forest. Another sequence we see throughout the trailer seems to take place in some sort of facility. We see the Bad Batch along with the Wookiee Jedi Padawan Gungi fighting their way through the facility against droids. At one point, Echo, Omega, and Gungi are confronted by a group of the Axis droids, and we see Gungi use the Force to retrieve his lightsaber from them. Since it looks like we're going to Kashyyyk in this season, I wonder if the Bad Batch are helping free Gungi, or at least helping him get his lightsaber back, and if he'll convince them to fight the Trandoshans on his home planet. The poor Wookiees are always going through it, and I really hope we see the Bad Batch and Gungi lead some sort of resistance or revolt on the planet. I wonder if Sid is the one who tasked them with this mission of helping Gungi, and if she knows what her own people are doing on Kashyyyk. That would definitely make for an interesting storyline for sure. I think the most intriguing part of the trailer for me is a scene where it looks like the Bad Batch are fighting clones within Count Dooku's fortress on Serenno. I can only imagine they're there to retrieve some sort of artifact, maybe a lightsaber perhaps, since Dooku had a collection of lightsabers from slain Jedi, or possibly a prisoner who was left to die in the dungeons after Dooku's death. Whatever the reason, I'm very interested and super excited to see what brings the Bad Batch to Serenno. And in the last scene of the trailer, we see Rex contacting the Bad Batch about a mission, so it seems they'll be working with him again in Season 2, which I'm very excited about. Between Rex's contact and the random shot of Bail Organa, I have to wonder if we're going to see Ahsoka Tano in the Bad Batch Season 2. Depending on where we are within the timeline, how cool would it be to see a new Ahsoka design post the Clone Wars between Tales of the Jedi and Star Wars Rebels? Imagine seeing her white lightsabers in this animation style. How cool would that be? With the inclusion of Gungi, I'm curious if we'll see any other surviving Jedi of Order 66. I know some people have been speculating that this character we see Omega speaking with could be Petro, who we first met in the Jedi Younglings arc with Gungi in the Clone Wars series. Since we're going to Kashyyyk, I wonder if we could run into Quinlan Vos, who, as far as we know, was last seen on Kashyyyk during Order 66, and from the Kenobi series, we know he survived the Purge. It's a little more far-fetched, but after seeing Braca in Season 1, I'd still really love to see a Cal Kestis cameo in this series, or in any series to be honest. I'm not sure why, but I really want to see him in Star Wars animation specifically. I'm very excited to see scenes on Coruscant and within the Imperial Senate, plus the inclusion of Palpatine, who was sorely missing in Andor Season 1. I don't think I'm ever going to complain about seeing more of Coruscant after the prequel trilogy specifically. Based on the dialogue in the trailer, I'm also curious if we'll see Commander Cody question the clones' role in Order 66 and decide to turn against the Empire and choose to fight alongside the Bad Batch. A big theme in this trailer is about the Bad Batch truly gaining their freedom, and I can't wait to see what kind of adventures they embark on and the obstacles they'll face trying to achieve it in this second season. So what did you think of the trailer, and what do you hope to see in the Bad Batch Season 2? As much as I love the trailer and want to love this series wholeheartedly, I can't finish this video without mentioning the whitewashing of the Bad Batch characters. This was a huge issue in Season 1, and it seems like nothing has been done to attempt to fix it. Outside of Echo, there's really no reason the members of Clone Force 99 should be so white. The characters are all supposed to be clones of Jango Fett, portrayed by the amazing Tamara Morrison, who is a person of color, and to see the whitewashing of these characters really doesn't sit right with me. I can only imagine how it must feel for those seeing that representation taken away. But let me know your thoughts on the trailer down in the comments below, or hit me up on Twitter so we can chat more about it together. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos going forward. I really appreciate all of your support so much. To keep up with all my Star Wars content, make sure to subscribe and consider following me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Hive at Scotty Holiday SW for all my latest updates. Thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.